Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Conn Man Sports Corner, live with my co-host Justin Paden. Justin, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, man. What about you, man? Coming from Kwame Brown's house over here, just roast chamber.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, what I like to do, Justin, first is I want to give a shout out to my producer, Bobby B. Prayers are sent,
Yes.
and I want to give a shout out to my boy David Lato. David Lato, as you all may know, he is one of my best friends in the world, and he just recently got fired from DePaul University, and he signed on. Luckily, he bounced back strong and signed on with Overtime Elite, which is a new developmental league for young players looking to train to make it to the professional ranks. He's going to become the associate head coach, and he'll be working with players from the ages of 16 to 19, 30 players, and their starting salary will be $100,000.
Nice.
So a good shout out to him. And also the fact is he's going to be working under the tutelage of Kevin Ollie, who happened to play for UConn when Dave was coaching at UConn. So, one hand washes the other, which is kind of cool. Uh, Before we get into the playoff situation, I want to get your take on a few things, JP. I want to talk about a couple of incidents that occurred last night. I'm going to go with the first one. I guess I'll call it the popcorn
hmm
incident.
Yeah.
You know, Russell Westbrook had injured his ankle, and he was going into I guess, the locker room, and they have a canopy or a covering as you're going into the hall. And one individual decided to throw popcorn at him. I want to know what your take is on that.
hmm Yeah, that was an unfortunate situation. That was very disrespectful by the fan that did that. The one thing about it is like the fans just came back and everybody's excited. Everybody's feeling like, the goosebumps of the NBA playoffs and all that. And then you just have just like, your type of fan that just wants to disrespect players like that and all that. And outside with Russell Westbrook, what he was talking about that incident, saying that the players should be protected more. And, since the fans don't really have they don't have like this sort of protection. They can do whatever they want and all that. It's okay to chant your favorite player. It's okay to, talk trash and everything, because it's the game of basketball, but just to be part of the game and just be part of just something disrespectful like throwing popcorn at a player is completely disrespectful. Luckily, Russell Westbrook has to be taken back by four people, and if he didn't have those four people, he probably been up there to that fan, and that fan might been in the hospital the next day. So I'm glad that the NBA took charge of it and banned that person for life and escorted them out. That's the right thing to do.
I totally agree with you. Now, what about the second incident, which happened during sorry, Bobby, you're going to get mad at me, but it happened during the Hawks Knicks game. And what happened was
hmm
Trey Young was at half court, and the
hmm
person in the second row spit on Trey Young. Do you know about that?
I do, and I'm finally got word earlier that the fan is banned for life too, as well from that arena and stuff. See, with these fans and all that, look, it's like I said earlier, it's great to chant your favorite players. It's great to talk trash. It's great to be in that environment and be feel like you'll be part of the team. But things like that, like spitting, look, we had to clean up the malice at the Palace back in 2004 and all that, and they don't want to go back to what happened in 2004 with the Pistons and the Pacers and all that. But yeah, it's just disrespectful, and like players are human beings too. You can't, yeah, the celebrities and all, but they're still human beings at the end of the day, and you got to show respect to the human beings. I always learn treat others like you respect them, and they will respect you right back. So that was completely disrespectful, and I'm glad the fan got banned for life. He's such an idiot.
I agree with you again, but and also what they did today, this afternoon, you was at work, but I retired, so. But they ended up having World Peace on, talking about his incident that occurred at the Malice in the Palace, and he was speaking about what happened last night, and it was a total different perspective, to say the least. But what really
Wow.
upsets me, JP, was the fact that we had a pandemic, COVID-19, people stuck in the house, and now to get a chance to go and have
Hmm.
fans in the stadiums or ballparks, and this is what happens. I mean, it's crazy, man.
It's
I,
crazy. It's
I don't, I
crazy.
don't. All right, now we're going to get into some interesting stuff right here, real quick, before we delve into the playoff situation. We have these three
Hmm.
individuals, all former ball players, some better than others. Some had more distinguished careers, but apparently,
Yes.
there's a podcast called Up in Smoke. I guess that's what it's called. And they have these three
All the
individuals.
smoke. Hmm.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. And they have Stephen Jackson and Matt Bonds,
Hmm.
who
Hmm.
do it's very popular before the incident,
Yes.
but very
Yes.
popular,
Yes.
well known, well recognized. And
Hmm.
for some reason, which I don't know exactly, they decided to go off on Kwame Brown. Now, my my take on this, I'll get your take, but my take is this: the guy played 12 years in the NBA. Was he
Hmm.
as good as expectations? No. Was he a great ball
Hmm.
player? No. But you know
Hmm.
something? It's so hard to become an NBA ball player. Only 1% of people make it to the NBA. And for
Hmm.
them, as brothers, talking about another brother like that to me is absolutely rude, disrespectful, and I think that was a bad scene. It made us look bad.
Hmm.
What's your take on it?
Yeah, Kwame Brown been like the butt of the joke for so many years. Not just not just Matt Barnes and Stephen Jackson, but Stephen A. Smith too as well. Remember that one incident where Stephen A. just went off on Kwame Brown. Was like, yeah, there should be a celebration in LA since he got traded, and he's a bona fide scrub and all that. And you have other people that was making for Gilbert Arenas. That was actually what the episode was with Gilbert Arenas. Well, Gilbert brought up Kwame Brown and all that, and it actually happened before that with the Jeannie Buss when she was discussing about that Paul Gasol trade. Well, she was saying that she was about to say Kwame Brown, but Matt was just like, no, don't say Kwame and all that. So they thought it was like a joke and all that. But the thing about it that was so good about it is that you haven't heard Kwame Brown's side of it. He never said anything while he was a ball player. You haven't heard anything from him until now, where he just said enough is enough and basically just eviscerated Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, Gilbert Arenas, Stephen A. Smith, like just eviscerated him. But the thing about it, not just an evisceration, taking personal shots, at them, but also he was giving out really factual information too as well, talking about what the media does and everything. And he gave out really factual information, and I was really impressed by that. I was impressed with how he blew up so fast because he was speaking the truth out, and basically, he's not, I felt so bad for him because he lost his confidence. Jordan and the Wizards didn't even want him in the first place. So he lost his confidence, and playing with Jordan, you have to have like a really you have to be mentally tough to play with Jordan, and also with Kobe too as well. So I feel like he didn't really have like a fair chance to really shine like he wanted to and all that. But I'm glad he's really stepping up for himself and taking down the bullies and everything, and just giving his side of it. He went after them three. He went after Charlemagne the God, or Charlemagne
Yeah,
the God was talking about his father and what his
yeah,
yeah, and talk about his father going to jail, and and Kwame went back at him talking about like what Charlemagne did in the past. You can check it out for yourselves and all that. Charlemagne apologized. So it's the first time I ever see somebody went back at all of them, and nobody really don't have a response other than "I'm sorry." And we was just kidding around and all that. And then you see Matt Barnes trying to fight and all that now, and it's like, dude, I mean, you basically everybody's kind of butthurt what he said, but it was factual. I think Stephen A's supposed to say something back about Kwame Brown tonight after after Kwame just have these lengthy videos on Stephen A and stuff. So that's gonna be interesting to watch. So just definitely check it out tonight on Stephen A's War at 6 o'clock on ESPN.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, but you beat me to it. The thing about it that really has me a little bit upset was the fact is they're carrying it on. It's going on. It keeps going. It keeps
Yes.
going. It keeps going. But you know what it's doing? It's getting likes. It's getting views. And ultimately, it's going to make the almighty dollar. And I think they know that.
It is.
To be honest.
Oh, yeah. It's smart.
Yeah. And as far as Stephen A., he was he's ready for tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing that. He's ready to get into it tonight. That should be very interesting. But the only thing I want to say too regarding is the fact that to become an NBA ball player is so difficult, and sometimes it's not.
It is
the caliber of player you are. It's where you get picked or who picks you, because sometimes you got to fit in to get them. You know what I mean? So if you get the right fit, your game may shine. I'll give you one example.
Yeah.
A guy named Olynyk, who went for the Celtics, was supposed to be the next Larry Bird. They put their expectations on him, and obviously he didn't meet them. He went to Miami, came off the bench, was a role player, fit in to get him. They traded him to Houston Rockets. If you notice, his averages went up. He got the freedom, not worrying about if he took a shot, he was going to get benched. And sometimes it's where you go and how much confidence the coach gives you, what plays are called for you. It's a whole thing that I think a lot of people don't really know. But again, why they bring up Kwame now? He didn't play almost damn near 20 years ago. I don't understand. I don't. I really don't. But
it's like they bring up Sam.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's just like when they bring up Sam Bowie, like 30 years later and all that, because he was picked ahead of Jordan and stuff. It's like, dude, just let the man rest today.
I don't know. People are tough. They're very, very tough. Now, they are, man. It's crazy, man. Crazy. And the people who are talking never caught or threw or bounced the basketball, football, or baseball. That's what really pisses me off. But I mean.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Now let's delve into the playoffs. And we better get into the playoffs because we may go to the left. Let's start off with let's start off with the matter of fact, since we're talking about the Knicks, what do you think about the Atlanta New York series?
You said what was about the Atlanta Hawks and the Knicks?
Yes.
Oh, that's probably like my favorite series right now because both of them going at it. Plus, that New York crowd. It makes it feel like that old Reggie Miller, Pacers Knicks with the crowd and all that. But Trae Young, being like that person that he really hate and stuff. But I think it's gonna be a really interesting series. I'm glad Derrick Rose came out and played really well last night, and Randall played a little bit more aggressive than he did in game one. But Atlanta got a really talented team. Nate McMillan. I think I said Lord Pills was the coach last time. I apologize. It's Nate McMillan. But Atlanta got a really talented squad. It's not just Trae Young, but you have to watch out for Bogdanovich, and you got to watch out with Collins, DeAndre Hunter, all the talented players in the Atlanta Hawks, Clint Capella. They're actually playing really hard and really going after it, and also the Knicks too as well. So I gotta give both teams credit. They're going really hard.
What happened? With something froze. You there? You there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Well,
Yeah, I'm still here. I didn't. Yeah.
I agree with you, but what's funny too is that okay, you get the Knicks. Randall, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
he became a little bit more aggressive last night. So when they
Mm-hmm.
go back to Atlanta, he's gonna have to come correct. He just got
Exactly.
what I mean, he has to shine in order for them to win. But also, John Collins scored 0 points, zero.
You need to step up. You need to
He
step
needs
up.
to step up. So if he steps up and Randall steps up, I think it's going to be great. And the fact that Derrick Rose, man, like you mentioned Derrick Rose, he's not playing
Mm-hmm.
harder, he's playing smarter. You know what I mean?
He's
The
playing
way he,
smarter. Yes.
yeah, he's
Yes.
definitely, you know what I mean? It's like he doesn't have no wasted movement. You know what I mean? He
No.
comes, kicks the ball to the outlet. He doesn't have the rise like he used to have, but he plays a lot. And then what by having that injury, I think has benefited him because now he can concentrate on his jump shot, which has improved quite a bit
Yes.
from before. You know
It
what I
did.
mean? So I think that's going to be.
It
I think that's going to be a big key, definitely.
Yes,
But
and the X factor would be Alec Burks too as well. Alec Burks been playing really well for the Knicks,
yes,
and he's been
yes,
scoring the ball. They need to keep giving him the ball, so he's been playing fantastic. So the Knicks are doing really good so far. So this is going to be probably like a 6 or 7 game series. This is it's probably my favorite series out of all of them right now.
and some too. JP, the fact is, it's New York City. It's New York Knicks.
Yes,
You know, it's been
yes,
8 years since they played the play. I mean, it's New York City. The NBA is better when
yes.
New York's there. You know what I mean? The atmosphere, the environment. I mean, it just makes it. You know what I mean? And then you got the cross rival team. Next door. You know what I mean? So I mean,
hmm
it just sets it up for something special. And also the fact is
Yes,
too is more people going to want maybe free agents or some of the superstars might want to go play for the Knicks now. Do you know what I mean? Because they got the
yes,
money,
yes,
so they could be a
yes.
landing spot for a lot of players. I'm just saying. I don't know. It could be very interesting as far as the Knicks are concerned. But who are you gonna go
Oh
with?
yeah.
Who are you gonna go with?
That's gonna be a tough one. That is gonna be a tough one. Oh man, it's gonna be a toss up, man. Oh man, I would love to see the Knicks go far, in the playoffs until like the second round. So I might go ahead and go with the Knicks, though. I think they're a little bit better defensively than the Hawks. But like I said, it's a toss up. But I would love to see the Knicks win the series, though. But like I said, it has to come down with random Willie stepping up, and if Alec Buss keep having that hot streak and Derrick Rose keep playing like that, I think they have a chance though. But that Trae Young, you can never count Trae Young out because. Like I said, he's been putting up like really ridiculous numbers and stuff, and he quieted the crowd with that floater in game one, and he put up
Yeah.
30 in that second game.
I think I think that's a great series. I'm going to lean towards the Knicks. They got the home court advantage if it goes to Game 7. But can you picture Game
Yep,
7 in Madison Square Garden? That place will be, oh my God, unbelievable.
Spike.
Unbelievable.
Oof.
Spike, well, he's gonna be acting up. You know, he's
Oh
gonna be
my
acting
God.
crazy.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, let's go
Yeah.
next to the This one kind of surprised me right here, JP. This one, I'm a little bit surprised. Milwaukee, Miami.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with this series too as well, but it just shows you with the addition of Drew Holiday really help out, and also having PJ Tucker too as well. I'm kind of surprised by the series, but Jimmy Butler has to really step up. Jimmy Butler can't can't be passive aggressive. He really needs to be that Jimmy Butler we saw in the finals where he put up 47 against the Lakers. He has to be aggressive because he's a tremendous player and all that. It just seems he's so passive. Tyler Hill is nowhere to be found. So Tyler Hill, I don't even know where he's at. He performed well in the playoffs, and I just don't even know where he's at. And Bam, playing that 5 position too as well. It's probably going to be tough because you're asking him to play defense and offense too as well, and he got to go up against Lopez and Giannis too as well. So I mean it's a tough. They're having it tough right now. And I know they're trying to stay healthy, but you're just seeing the Bucks. The Bucks really want it. So I think the Bucks is going to end up winning this series. But the first 2 games were in Milwaukee. We'll see how they play in Miami. It's a bit different with the home court advantage and all that. With Miami in game 3 and 4. So it would be really interesting to see. So, but the Bucks is probably going to end up winning the series in maybe like 5 or 6 games.
I agree with you. I think they'll come out a little bit more aggressive. They'll be playing a lot better at home. I think they need to. I mean, because they basically got embarrassed. So I think they're going to come back real strong tonight. Yes. I think tonight will set the tone as to what's going to happen in the future. But Milwaukee's tough. Milwaukee, they're playing good. You know something? One of the players who I think doesn't get enough recognition is Middleton. They don't talk too much about him. They put him on like a lower tier.
Yeah. Good player. He's a really good player. He's if Giannis is not performing well, they have to have Middleton to step up, and he's a really good shooter. I love the fadeaway game winner in game 1, so he's been really stepping up. So in these playoffs too as well. So
I think he's gonna shine. He's an all-star.
Yep.
So I think he'll definitely shine.
Definitely.
Okay. I agree. I think Milwaukee's definitely going to win that series. And then here's now I'm going to save them for last. Philadelphia, Washington. Philly, Washington.
Oh yeah, Washington got waxed, and we don't know the healthy of Russell Westbrook after he hurt his ankle, so we'll see how if he's going to play in game 3. But Philadelphia, you just saw how much of a good team they are, and they finally have an identity too as well with Doc Rivers as their coach. Embiid's been playing fantastic. Tobias Harris been playing fantastic. Ben Simmons playing really good so far. That whole team together. With Steph Curry too as well. They're playing fantastic basketball right now. Washington, I mean, look, they fought hard. They're one of those teams they fight hard till the end. With Westbrook being the battery, and then Bradley Beal being the score, and the Wuyu, that RIU, that big, tall, powerful, I forgot his name. How to pronounce it? He's very underrated. In terms of as a basketball player. But I think Philadelphia is probably going to end up sweeping them, or they probably win like 5 games. I'll give Washington maybe like 1 game in Washington because it's a tough place to play. So,
I tell you what, Washington should have won that very first game. That's when they had him. Philadelphia had that long layoff.
Yeah.
Washington was on the road. That's the game they could have still won from them in Philly, but now it's going to be tough. They're going to be playing at home again. They don't play till Saturday, so it gives Westbrook a little bit more time to recuperate. Hopefully, he's at 100%, at least 95%. They're going to come out game-busted. They're going to come out hard. They play hard. I think it's going to be competitive, but I think Philadelphia is tough. Philadelphia is strong.
They're a tough team.
Defensively, they're very good. I mean, Simmons is a beast. Defensively, and even without a jump shot, he's so effective. And I think that him not having a jump shot has not really affected them that much. And Doc Rivers, you would think Doc Rivers would try to have him take that jump shot, but Doc Rivers like, no, do what you do best, and apparently it's working.
Yes. It is, and got him playing. He's on probably win Defensive Player of the Year. Ben Simmons is a really good defender. Really good defender.
Okay, now Here we go, JP. Here we go. We got the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics. Now you know I'm from out here in Boston town, Boston land, and you know they're not very happy. But what's
Now
your take on that series?
that one, I mean, Boston's just like, Jalen Brown. I wish they still had Jalen Brown if he was healthy. I think he would probably been a difference in the series. And then we don't know about what Jason Taylor. Hopefully, he plays in Game 3. I know he got his eye poked the other day, so we just have to see. Kemba Walker has to step up. If Jason Tatum's out, he really has to step up, and everyone else they have to really depend on everybody on Boston. I like the Robert Williams. We're having the shot blocks. He's really good defensively. But Brooklyn, is really just like gelling together. And you're seeing Harden, Kyrie, and KD playing really well. Joe Harris really that game 2 just shot the lights out. Blake Griffin has been playing fantastic too as well. Landry Shamet, has been playing good too. So Brooklyn's a really hard team, and also having them three gelling together offensively, they're really tough to beat. They're really tough to beat if they're on. But the thing about Brooklyn that I like is one of them can be off, but the other two could be on. So you have to pick poison of which one you're gonna have to you have to pick poison. So basically, I mean Boston had a good run, but I think just injuries and just like not having enough size kind of killed Boston Celtics this year and all that, and just playing too much ISO ball. They're not really playing like a team. They're just playing a lot of ISO ball, which is a big problem too as well. So, but Brooklyn's gonna end up winning that series easily if they keep playing like this.
Two things I want to say. First of all, the Nets, the trio have only played 8, 9 games together. So as the playoffs go
It's
further and
crazy.
further, they're going to get better and better and becoming more comfortable with each other, and it could be ugly. And the fact that you brought up Joe
It'd be ugly.
Harris. Now, if
Yes.
you were Joe Harris, all you got to do, JP, is go to a spot and hang out because
Yes.
he
Yes.
just spot up and shoot. That's all he got to do. Spot up and shoot, and he can shoot the lights out. I think he led the
Exactly.
NBA at three. I mean, that's all he got. Run to the corner, run to the wing, sit back, get the ball,
Hmm.
jump shot, bang, bang, bang. Now, as far as the Celtics are concerned, JP, out here, there's been a lot of talk that Stevens needs to go, Ainge needs to go.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Um. I've been hearing a lot of things about Brad Stevens needs to go and all that, and people want to win right away. I know Boston wants to win right away. Brad Stevens is a good coach. I don't think he's probably like the perfect coach for the type of players and everything. So I do agree he needs to go. Danny Age, I love Danny Age, and he built up a lot of teams and all that over the years and all. But the question I have is like, who else is out there that could fill Danny Ainge's shoes as a GM and can really make a good complete team? I can't really think of anybody. Danny Ainge is a good general manager. I mean, he always pick out talent and everything. I just think the coaching probably needs to change. So I would still give Danny Ainge a chance, but maybe have a little bit of a coaching change and see how different they play and all that. Because you got really good talent. You just have to just like figure out a way how to get them together to play, as a contender. So
What about Jason Kidd?
Jason Kidd, would Jason Kidd be able to want to do the Boston job? That's the question. Would he be able to do the Boston job? Now he was a good coach with the net. He was a good coach with the Nets. He was a good coach for the Bucks, young before Bud took over as coach. Would he be the perfect coach for the Celtics? That's the question. Um, I don't know how much of a difference it would be for Jay Kidd to be a head coach of the Celtics, but it'd be interesting though. It'd be very interesting. Like I said, I love Jason Kidd, but I don't know if he's like the going to be that one coach that can help turn the Celtics around into like champions.
I kind of agree with that. So in your Eastern Conference, who you got for the Eastern Conference Finals?
Oh man, that's gonna be a tough. Oh, that's gonna be the tough one right here that I gotta think about. Obviously, I'm gonna say the. Obviously, I'm gonna say the Brooklyn Nets. I would love to see him. I would love to see him go. I would love to see him in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then for that one, ooh, man, the Nets. So it'd be the Nets. I would like to see Philly. So the Nets in Philadelphia, I would love to see.
Ooh, that would be phenomenal. That would be okay. And then who would you go for? Who would win that one?
If the Nets stay healthy, that's the thing about the Nets. If the Nets would stay healthy, I think they have a chance to. I think they're probably the team to be in the finals. But if they're not healthy, and the same thing with Philadelphia, are they going to be healthy? Is Embiid going to be healthy? That's going to be the question. But I would say the Nets. The Nets have a really good chance. If nobody's healthy, if they're healthy, I'll say the Nets will probably be in the finals.
I think you're right because of the fact that you said that, you know, if one or two are not playing well, they got the other one who can pick up the slack, and they still got Harris, and
Hmm.
their benches are very well. They're playing very well. Jordan's playing well. I mean, they got some good
They're playing
players
really good.
on the bench.
Hmm.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
deep. I mean, the defense is not that good, but when you have that kind of offensive talent, you really don't need it. And know some the defense picked up lately. The defense has picked up. So
Yes. Yes.
I get the Nets coming out of the East. I definitely get the Nets coming out of the East, and I think it's probably going to be. I think it's going to be them in Milwaukee in the finals out of the East.
Mm. Mm.
I
That's
think
gonna
you
be
know
good.
something.
It's gonna be a good season. Either way, it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, because Milwaukee, right? So many times they failed. Sometimes you got to go through the rough
Hmm.
parts to get to the good, and they've been smacked so many years.
Yes.
And maybe this is their year. Maybe, just maybe, this is their year, and they'll probably
Ah.
have home court advantage. I know they might have a home court advantage unless they play the Nets. They'll have home court advantage,
Yeah.
which might benefit them. Um, but
Oh yeah.
that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
It's really
But
tough. It's really tough.
so you're gonna have the Nets coming out the East. I got the Nets coming out the East. Now
Oh yeah.
here it gets tricky because I tell you before the season began, everybody had an idea of who's going to come out the West. I have no idea who's coming out the West. I have no idea. We're gonna we'll get into that real quick. Let's start off with Memphis and Utah.
This one, Donovan Mitchell just came back and Willie kind of helped out with game two, and Rudy Gobert played really well too. So they so the three-point shooting got better than they did in game one, where they shot horribly. Memphis, that's the thing about the thing about Memphis is that if Dylan Brooks and John Morant have those type of games, nobody can stop Morant and Dylan Brooks when they're on the court together. I think what happened in game two was that um, Dylan Brooks got into foul trouble so much that it really benefited Utah. Because in game one, nobody couldn't stop Morant or Dylan Brooks.
Right.
So with Donovan Mitchell back in the lineup, and having Dylan Brooks in foul trouble, then it was just kind of hard for Memphis to escape. Even though John Morant put up 47 points, which is ridiculous. He's coming. He is coming. Memphis is that team that's like they never give up. They keep going. They keep hustling. So yeah, with Morant and Dylan Brooks, the X factor I would say would be Valanciunas. How much will Valanciunas will step up? He got 18 points, but it was just like a quiet 18 points. I feel like he's an X factor. He's very talented. Valanciunas is. I just want to see how much he could step up and be aggressive and see if Memphis can, Memphis can get a couple wins. But I'm gonna still have Utah winning the series, though, no doubt.
I agree with you, but you know what was good about Memphis is that they ended up taking one in Utah. So now they're going back home for
Yes.
two. So that's going to benefit them a
Hmm.
lot. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Out here in the East Coast, I didn't get a chance to see Memphis play that much. I knew about Ja, but I didn't know about Brooks. I had no idea he was like that. I had no idea.
He is
The
he
boy is
is good.
crazy.
Yes.
He
The
got
boy
big
is
heart.
good.
I didn't know. I know he was the leading scorer in his college conference. I know that coming out of college. I knew that, but I didn't know he had skills like that. My man he's
He is
no joke.
good.
And
No,
they're
he
young.
is good.
They're gonna be something to play with, man. They're gonna be
Yes.
tough to play with. And then of course they play Saturday night in Memphis, and so that's gonna be
Hmm.
interesting. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. JP, I don't know. Utah
I've
has
still
the
got
experience.
Utah. I still got Utah.
Utah
Yes.
has the experience, and Utah has the home court. I think it's gonna go seven. I think it's gonna go seven. I'm gonna go Utah because of the experience. I'm gonna lean towards Utah because they have the experience. Memphis is wet behind the
Yes.
ears, but they're gonna beat it. They're gonna get there. But right now, I'm gonna go with
They're gonna get
the
there.
more experienced team. I'm gonna go with the more experienced team.
Yes.
Let's go with Portland, Denver.
Ooh, man. Man, this one could be a toss up too as well. But Portland, the problem with Portland is that, once they win like the first game, they be so relaxed. That's what happened in game two. They just got so relaxed. You just Jokic needs to really step up because he's getting his butt kicked by Jokic. Jokic was
Oh
just
yeah,
scoring 20 something points a game. He's gonna be the MVP this year. And without Jamal Murray, being for Denver, you would say, oh, Denver's probably gonna win that series easily with Jamal Murray, but with him not there, who's going to be the next person that's going to step up after Jokic? Is it going to be Michael Porter Jr.? Is it going to be Aaron Gordon? Is it going to be Will Barton? Is it going to be Millsap? Who's going to be the next person they're going to step up in that if Jokic is, having one of those type of, games and all. So that's going to be a toss up. In Portland, Portland is really good offensively with Lillard and McCollum and Melo and Jokic and all them players over there in Portland. The only thing about Portland defensively, they're not that great. I think they ranked 29th or 30th in defense. They're one of the worst defensive in the league. Terry Scott's, is questionable as coach. Are they going to let him go next year? Because you hear speculation about him getting fired after the playoffs. So are they going to break up CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard and get somebody back to help Portland next year? But this one is a toss up, and hopefully Portland learned their lesson like they did against the Lakers last year, where they should not relax for games and just keep playing hard. Lillard's going to get his points no matter what. So who's going to be the next person going to step up and be more aggressive and go up against but like I said against Denver, but Nurkic really has to step up.
I agree 100%. They stole the first game. They stole the first game, which gives them an
Yep.
advantage. And now they're going home for two.
Yep.
Uh, well, like you said, Dame's going to get his. McCollum's going to get his. But who that third person might be, and
Yep.
there is no answer for Jokic. There is no answer.
No.
What can you do?
No.
There is none. You know what I mean?
No.
So, and when you rely so much on your team of gods, sometimes that's not that effective. You need something inside that's going to
Mm-hmm.
offset. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
will they be able to do it? We're gonna find out. We're definitely gonna find out.
We're gonna find
Uh,
out. Mm-hmm.
that's definitely gonna be a good series. And then of
Mm-hmm.
course the big well, I'm not gonna say it's a surprise. I don't think it's that much of a surprise. Dallas Clippers. What do you think about that?
Hey, Clippers lost 5 playoff games. Lost 5 playoff games. The thing about the Clippers is that they don't really have a leader. Kawhi Leonard is a great player, but he's not a leader. He doesn't talk and motivate people and all that. And he probably just lead by example by just stepping up on the court. Paul George, is not like, the playoff P that he called himself, the playoff Paul, whatever he called himself. He's not like that. Marcus Morris missing shots after shots. To be honest with you, last year Dallas should have won the series, but the reason they didn't win the series, Luka got hurt on that Marcus Morris incident, and also Porzingis couldn't stay healthy at all. And I think he got ejected that one game last year. But they have no answer for Luka, and it's time for Ty Lue or somebody to tell Kawhi Leonard to, hey, I know you're great offensively, but dang it, you need to go and play head up against Luka. It's like nobody don't want to face Luka. Like Luka's just busting their butt like every single play. Like he is just dropping numbers on them and everything. And plus, offensively, Dallas is one of the best offensive teams in the league, and they're just shooting tremendously. Jalen Brunson, we forgot Jalen Brunson was out last year for Dallas during those playoffs, so he's now he's now healthy and he's playing well. Tim Hardaway Jr. is playing well. Dorian Finney-Smith is playing well. Keebler is playing well. So that whole Dallas team is playing really well offensively. They're not a great defensive team, but they're really going after it against the Clippers. I think the Clippers, it just seems like there's like a curse or something. Like they can't just get past the Western Conference Finals or anything, or even go to the NBA Finals. So, I just don't know what's going on with the Clippers. I just think, if they lose this series, a lot of things have to change. Like I said, Ty Lue's not the coach. He's not a great coach. Everybody kept saying he's a great coach because he won that championship with LeBron. He's not a great coach. You could see the flaws that he have as a coach, and you see that this team, is like, are y'all making adjustments? How are you going to stop Luka? You got to get somebody on Luka. You got to put Kawhi on Luka so that, because that's Dallas's whole offense is Luka. If he's not scoring, he's penetrating over to Hardaway Jr. and everything. So it's a surprise, but I'm not really surprised because Dallas could have won it last year, but things happen like that. So
JP, you took the words right out of my mouth. How can Paul George and Kawhi not step up and say, I want Luka?
everybody's scared. Everybody's scared.
You're gonna put Beverly and all them guys, they're too small, they're too short. They can't play him.
Too small. Oh, look, too small.
I agree with you about the coach. I mean, you got to, hey, you making all this money, go handle it. That's me. You making all you're one of the best defensive ball. You both considered the two best defensive forwards in the league. Go handle it. Switch off. Take turns. Do something.
Yes.
It's frustrating. I mean, I'm not a Clipper fan, but I mean, like you said, if they don't win, a lot of heads are going to roll, and I think Tyrone's head's going to roll probably the first one. I really think so.
Yes, I agree. And it's in Dallas the next two games. So that Dallas crowd is going to be like hype and everything. So they're going to be hyped. They are going to be hyped. They lost both in LA. So game 3 and 4, something has to happen. Something has to happen. They got to have a way to stop Luka because, like I said, the Clippers, as much as they talk smacks like, oh, we can beat the Lakers and all that, shoot, they ain't doing good themselves. So
I tell you, man, Mark Cuban's going to be going crazy.
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Shout out to Mark Cuban.
I'm going to save the best for last. Well, maybe not the best. The Lakers and Phoenix.
Man, to be honest with you, I even think the Lakers should have been in the playoffs. I think the Warriors could have had them, but that ball security and turnovers cost the Warriors the game. You could have saw Golden State and Phoenix in the playoffs, but luckily the Lakers pulled it off, and Anthony Davis played really well. So with the Lakers, it comes down to Anthony Davis because you saw the first game he played terrible and he was soft in the paint. He didn't want to get in the paint. He wasn't aggressive enough. in that first game, and you saw Phoenix just smack them around. And plus, Chris Paul is the heart and soul of that team too, as well. He's that offense that he gave out like 100+ assists to 3 different teammates this year. 100+ assists to 3 different teammates. Yes, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Bridges, 3 different teammates. He's the heart and soul. But the thing about it now is Chris Paul is injured and with his neck and stuff. Is he going to be at 100%? The next couple games and all that. It doesn't look good. He's not playing in crunch time in game 2, so it looks like the injury is more serious than we thought. The Lakers played really well in game 2. LeBron played well. Anthony Davis became more aggressive. Andre Drummond played effective. Dennis Schroeder came out and balled. That was probably the best playoff game I've ever seen from Dennis Schroeder. So it really comes down to just like the other players too as well, and also with Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis played like he did in game 2 and get into the free throw line, play more aggressive, Lakers would be hard to beat. And having everybody effective, with Alex Caruso and Horton Tucker and Kyle Kuzma. So, it comes to the role players too as well. So, you know, and Phoenix is I think just the one thing with Phoenix is just the youth and experience. They don't have the experience in the playoffs yet, but they're playing really well. DeAndre Ayton playing really well. Devin Booker playing really well. Cameron Payne playing really well. So that's going to be like a 6 to 7 game series right there. Both the teams are really tough. So
what I think is that I feel so bad for Chris Paul. I mean, seems like year
yeah,
after year, every team he goes to, they perform better,
he's hood.
but then he gets hurt. I feel so bad for the
Yep.
man. And this year, he seemed like he was healthy all year and things were going great.
Yep.
And then this happens. I don't know if
Just
it's a
just
curse or
happens.
whatever, but my man is like phenomenal at his age to play the way he's been
Yes.
playing. And he makes so much of a difference because of his knowledge of the
Yes.
game. And,
Yes.
the way he makes others around him so much better, like you said, 3 different players, 100 assists, and to have
Yep.
him hurt is really, really. I feel really bad for Chris Paul as well as the Phoenix Suns. Now you're talking about Aiton, he coming through. He's gonna be a beast.
He is
Booker's
coming. He's
Book is
coming.
unbelievable. I'm so impressed with them.
Yes.
Now getting back to the Lakers. Hold on, let me ask you one before we go back to the Lakers. Now, Christoph Porzingis got fined $50,000 for going to a strip club. I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yep.
Mr. LeBron, I forgot his last name, but he was out there doing his thing, selling his whiskey, vodka, whatever it is, um,
Yeah.
and he did not follow protocol.
No. No.
And nothing happened. I know what the answer is, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Why do you think that was? Porzingis gets fined 50,000 for going to the strip club, and what's his name gets nothing. The NBA knows all.
It's
People are talking about that. What what
yeah.
what?
This one. This one. It made me so mad this weekend because LeBron should have known better to not to violate. I know it was like for his tequila brand, but you're in the NBA playoffs and you're risking yourself to go off to something for your brand and all that and attend an event and stuff. And you're deep in the playoffs. It's different when you're not in the playoffs. You can do that. I guess the reason they did it is because LeBron James is like the guy that's going to bring the revenue and the eyes to people's screens and all that. It's like telling Michael Jordan, okay, Michael Jordan, you are going to be suspended for 68 games for doing this and that, and they ain't gonna do it. I think the NBA kind of dropped the ball on this one with LeBron and stuff. They should like everybody. They should have like had like a. They should have did the power just like to just say everybody is not that special. LeBron's going to get suspended. LeBron's going to get fined for this and all that. But they dropped the ball on this one, which is very disappointing unless the players' union has something to do with it. And then you have another player that's getting fined $50,000, and Lou Williams was getting chicken wings, and he got fined, and he has to go into protocol and all that. I mean, I think it's just ridiculous. They really dropped the ball on the LeBron James thing. It really made me mad over the weekend. A lot of people have been talking about it too as well. So it's like, why this man didn't get fined? Why this man didn't get suspended? You know, like he did the same thing like these other players. So is it just LeBron James that's going to get this type of treatment? Is Kevin Durant going to get this type of treatment? Steph Curry, somebody? I mean, it's ridiculous.
You know what message are they sending?
Basically, they're just sending a message that look, if you're like in LeBron James's position, you basically can do whatever you want to and all that. You know, if LeBron James get in a fight with a fan and punches him in the face and doesn't get the repercussions for it and all that. He goes up and punch a fan for no reason and not get the repercussion for it. Then that's basically just saying, okay, well, I guess Russell Westbrook, you can go ahead and go punch a fan. Oh, you can't do that, Russell Westbrook. We're going to find you. We're going to suspend you 2 games and all that. So they really dropped the ball on this one. They really did drop the ball.
I totally agree with you. Getting back to the Lakers, you know, the Lakers, as you stated, Anthony Davis, he came into the season out of shape. I think he partied too much when he got that first ring. I think he partied too much. He came in out of shape, and that's what kind of caused his some of his injuries, I believe. And I think that they might have been a little bit full of themselves. I think they thought they were just going to come in and roll over. And to me, they're
Mm-hmm.
too inconsistent. Kuzma, I don't know,
Yeah.
depending upon what outfit he be wearing, and he be wearing some outfits. I don't know what. I, I don't know. I don't know. He's either going to
It's
get 20
crazy.
or
It's
two.
crazy.
I know he's going to get
Yeah.
20 or two. You know what I mean? Depending
Yeah.
upon Drummond is playing very well, but again, it depends on the matchups. He can't play good with
Yes.
Anthony Davis. Davis is better at the 5.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So now
Yes.
Schroeder's looking for a big contract, and he hasn't been playing well, but he played good last game. I mean, but he's looking for a contract.
Yes.
So I mean, he knows he got
Yes.
if he wants that money, he's got to come through. LeBron
He got a ball.
is
Yeah.
yeah, LeBron is not 100% healthy, and
No.
I think they're going to have a tough time.
Yeah.
They got to get
It's
their
gonna
act
be tough.
together. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they had one of the what? I think they had one of the high. Matter of fact, they had the highest defensive rating in the league. Am I right?
They're close to it. You know, they're like one of the top 5 teams. They're very close to it.
Well, I think they have to come correct. Um, I'm going to pick the Lakers, partially because my man Chris Paul's out. Well, he's in, but
Yeah.
he's out because he's not 50.
Yeah.
He's 50%, and that's going to take
Mm-hmm.
its toll on Phoenix, and that's going to put too much pressure on Booker to come through, and that's not going to work. So I think the Lakers got a little bit of a they're going to skate by this one because of that situation
Yes.
with Chris Paul,
Yeah.
and hopefully they learned their lesson. AD knows he got to
Yep.
go in the paint. He can't be selling for 3-point shots. I don't know who he thinks he is. He needs to go in the paint. He's got all them post up
Mm-hmm.
moves. He needs to go
Mm-hmm.
down in the paint. And they need to back on their defense. And I think they'll be all right this series. I don't know about the next series, but I'm gonna go with the Lakers. So who do you got coming out of the Western Conference in the finals?
It's a toss
That's
up. It's
exactly
a
what
really
I
big
said.
toss up. It's a toss up because, like I said, if the Lakers were fully healthy and stuff, everybody would say, you know, the Lakers, you know, with all them injuries they had this year, it's like I have no idea who's going to be coming out, you know, and then. You know, everybody was like, "Oh, Utah might be coming out of the West and all that," and they lost to Memphis right there. And you know, we don't know how healthy Donovan Mitchell is going to be. So, and you know, if they could shoot the lights out, you know, with the 3-point shooting with Jordan Clarkson. So I have no idea about Utah. Don't know about Phoenix after Chris Paul got hurt. So it's like it's a toss up pretty much. I really don't know who's going to be coming out the West. or to the finals and all that. Because, like I said, it's anybody's game right now. So if you have to ask me, if someone asks me if I'm taking the Lakers or the field for the West, I'm taking the field. So I have no idea who's coming out the West.
What's great about it, we don't know. And that makes it more
We don't.
exciting and makes it the NBA's fantastic. You know what I mean? And
Fantastic. Yep.
yeah, you know what I mean? So I think it's a great thing because we don't know. We really don't
Nope.
know. We don't know. Hey, one turn, LeBron could get hurt again. One turn, AD could get hurt again. So you never know. It's about who stays healthy.
Never
And,
know.
I mean, but that's what's great about the NBA this year. I'm excited. I'm watching every game. I'm staying up later than I should. These damn late games kill me. But I'm staying up and
Yeah.
watching everything. I ain't missed a game. I'm not going to miss a game. And it's great. NBA is great. Now you prior to us coming on, I saw you talking about the most improved player. You were talking about coach of the year. You want to expound on that? What do you think about
Yeah,
that?
I'm so happy that Julius Randle won Most Improved Player. Well deserved. I think I said that he was going to win Most Improved Player on the last show. In Six Man of the Year, I knew Jordan Clarkson was going to win it because he played fantastic this year. Well deserved for Jordan Clarkson too as well. Coach of the Year, and that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one. They haven't announced it yet. You have Marty, Quinn Snyder, and Tom Thibodeau. So that's gonna be a tough one. I would love to see Thibodeau winning because of bringing the Knicks back up to the playoffs. That's very impressive. Also, Monty Williams has a good resume too as well. Bringing the Phoenix Suns back into the playoffs and making that city back excited and stuff. So, it's really tough. It's really tough. I think most likely they're probably going to go with Monty Williams, which I have no problem about. But I would love to see Thibodeau get it though, because the Knicks is back into the playoffs. We haven't seen them in so long, so that's that. It's going to be interesting, Or you could just tie if you just cut the trophy off and give it to both of them.
I agree. No, no, I would give the edge to Thibodeau because Phoenix ended bubble year on a roll. You know what I mean? They were already good
Mm-hmm.
in the bubble. The Knicks weren't even in the bubble. Do you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I think the sacrifices that Thibodeau made with the Knicks, I think that's more of a testimony to Thibodeau getting the nod. But I kind of agree. I think they're going to go with Monty because Phoenix had the best record. So I think it's probably going to go to Monty. But, you got to give a
Mm-hmm.
big shout out because the Knicks, the culture's changed, the defense has changed.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That made a world of difference. The Knicks, again, Knicks, New York basketball, the Mecca, bringing all their attention to New York now. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great for the NBA. I
Yep.
think it's great for us as fans, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that you know it's an awesome thing. Now we got about 3 minutes, so JP, let the people know how they can contact you. How can they check you out?
Definitely, for sure. You can reach me on Facebook, Justin Paden. You can reach me on Instagram, JPaden57, or on Twitter, JP Franchise 57. I still have my YouTube channel back up. I might get back into the swing of things on YouTube. The YouTube channel, it's just JPITZJUSTJP. And I've got a lot of NBA contact on them. We'll probably get back into the swing of things and been practicing on the Kwame Brown situation, and might talk about the fan conduct. But check out the videos I posted up on YouTube. But you can reach me on any of those three, or definitely see me on the next show whenever I'll be back. So
Oh, you'll be back, no doubt. You definitely be back. And I'm honored and privileged that you came on my show. You came on my very first show. You was on my very first show. So and that went well.
yes.
And you know what I mean. So I want to give you a shout out. For coming on with me on my very first show. And I'm still learning, still a learning process. But you make things a lot easier with your knowledge. And I like picking your brain apart. I mean, we couldn't talk smack today because we agreed on everything. But But we got about 1 minute left, so I guess I just want to, you got anything you want to say? Anything you want to shout out?
Man, shout out to my friends and my family, that have been supporting me and trying to just keep me motivated every single day to do what I do. Without them, man, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be as motivated to do stuff and everything. And just shout out to my friends and family and my wonderful, beautiful girlfriend too as well. She's been very supportive of me and been through it every single day. So I love her to death. And shout out to them. Shout out to them three.
Well, JP, again, I want to thank you so much. Y'all going to go far. You got a gift, my friend. You are going to go far. You know what I mean? And
Thank you.
I can't wait to
Thank
see
you.
your success. Just don't forget about the Conn Man when you do. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I want I want to thank Sports Entertainment Network, Blackjack Sports. I want to thank my producer Bobby, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. JP will be back with me. You can rest assured, my man will be back with me. Y'all take care. Thank you. God bless. See you next week. Have a great day.
God bless.
Thank you, my man.
Thank you, man.
I'll be hitting you up
Thank
in a
you.
couple weeks.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right.
All right, we're good.
Let's see.